Hello and welcome to the Cylinder Turf Club for our barrier trials this Tuesday the 12th of August, with just the 4 trials taking place. Trials 1, 2 and 3 on track 2, with the track reading as good, and the last trial, trial 4, will be on the sand track. All 4 trials over 1,000 meters, and the runners and riders for trial 1 will be up on screen shortly. As it looks like Martelona will not be riding throughout the morning, with noticeable jockey changes for trials 1, 2 and 3, and still Carter to ride in trial 4, I think. So trial 1, runners and riders up on the screen. Big Monkey, HS Deal, Irish Goodbye is Esuzea, so I think Irish Goodbye has joined trial 1 now. Bumba will be S John, Mental, S Behouden, Italian Revolution, Clyde Leck, Kim Kim, F Yap, Tributo will be ridden by Oscar Chavez, and Tornado Pegasus will be ridden by Andre de Silva. So those are the runners and riders for trial 1, and it looks like Irish Goodbye has joined the first trial. Runners moving in for trial 1 of the morning. Big Monkey, the first one to step forward. A field of 8 runners for trial 1, going over 1,000 meters on track 2, working on a good track this morning. Notable runners here: Big Monkey, Mentor and Italian Revolution, all carded to race this Sunday. It's part of a 12 race card on the program, as Mentor is the next one to step forward. Italian Revolution moves in. It's half the field loaded away. Next to load will be Kim Kim and the ride of F Yap. Tornado Pegasus. 2 runners left to load. Irish Goodbye, as well as Tributo, who will complete the field. Irish Goodbye just a little bit fat just behind the stalls. Moves into line, and the last one will be Tributo. Tributo. And it looks like the back of the starting stall could be jammed here. And now Tributo moves in. So they're loaded away for the first trial of the morning. Attention being given to Irish Goodbye, who's drawn out wide. And they've backed Irish Goodbye out slightly and then move him back in. So set and ready, and gates are back and they're off and trialing from the 1,000 meter mark. Bumba was about 2 or 3 lengths slow into stride, and Mental goes back early on. Up on pace is Tornado Pegasus, showing the most amount of early speed with the Italian Revolution. Big Monkey, and going around runners is Kim Kim. Deep right on the track, Irish Goodbye is also improving around runners. It's a hot pace up in front now. As we drop further back in the field to Tributo with Bumba, and the back marker for now is Mentor. About 8 lengths cover the field as they're homeward bound. 500 meters left to travel up in front. Tornado Pegasus, the narrow leader, with Irish Goodbye on his outside. Italian Revolution takes the shortest route home along the inside. Those 3 being tracked by Kim Kim. 5 lengths back to Big Monkey, Bumba. Then comes further back in the field Mentor with Tributo. They're into the final 200 meters. Tornado Pegasus still up in front, looking to go all the way here, but up on his outside now. Kim Kim moves into the trial well, picks up the lead into the final 50 meters, and Kim Kim won't be for the catching. Will win going away, and will win probably by about 2.5 lengths. Second place Tornado Pegasus. Bumba ran on into third. Fourth was Italian Revolution, Big Monkey. Then came Irish Goodbye. Deep right on the track you had Mental, followed by Tributo. So it will be Kim Kim and F Yap for the Nick Sullivan stable. Was reported lame near fall in its last run, and stalked the early pace here, moved towards the outside and quickened up in a rather comfortable fashion. Will open up proceedings for the barrier trials this morning, and it will be Kim Kim that takes our trial 1. Second place was the long-time leader Tornado Pegasus, followed by Bumba, who was able to rally in the final 100 meters or so and ran on to finish third. Fourth place went the way of Italian Revolution, followed by Big Monkey. Then came Irish Goodbye, followed by Tributo, and the last one was Mental. So just to repeat the numbers once again, Kim Kim the winner. Second place, Tornado Pegasus. In third was Boomba. Fourth place, Italian Revolution. In fifth was Big Monkey. Sixth place, Irish Goodbye. Seventh place, Tributo. And in eighth was Mental. Up next, Trial 2, which should commence in about 10 minutes' time. Up next is Trial 2, Runners and Riders on screen. Benbow will be ridden by Akmazani, Kitsune, A. Nazir, Mr. Hooper, S. John. The Wild Hero will be ridden by J. Kamarudan, Samantan Prince, Tiamar, Grand Supreme, J. Ikram, and Always a Gentleman will now be ridden by S. Uzair. So jockey change there with Always a Gentleman and S. Uzair taking the ride. 7 minutes, and it will be Trial 2. Light is flashing for race, or trial 2 rather. As the runners are moving in, the first one, the Wild Hero. Field of 7 runners going around. Somanton Prince. Just the one runner in this field that is carded to run this weekend, and that is the Wild Hero. Grand Supreme, now at the right of Ikram. Next to load will be Always a Gentleman. Moves in. 3 runners left to load. Benbow Kitsune, as well as Mr. Hooper. Mr. Hooper steps forward. Last 2 runners, Kitsune. Kitsune just one final push. And Benbow the last one. Oh, and Kitsune rearing up in barrier 2 has settled now. It's very fractious, this Kitsune. And it would probably be best to take him out. Your Nazir's up on the side of the barriers. As Kitsune is now settled in barrier 2, all the while working on Benbow is also very fractious behind the starting stalls. So still working on Benbow at the moment. And the blindfold now goes on. Rest of the field stand waiting. Benbow halfway in, and now backs out once again. Benbow 3/4 of the way in. Now moves in, flags up. Gates are open, scents on their way from the 1,000 meter mark. And slow into stride was the Wild Hero. Kitsune broke out as one of the first ones to lead. Deeper out on the track, you've got Mr. Hooper, Grand Supreme, and wider out is Always a Gentleman. Racing back on the leader's back currently is Benbow, then 5 lengths further back to Samantha Prince, and the Wild Hero after that slow start is Last of All. To stretched out field now, about 9 lengths cover them. As they make their way past the 550 metre mark, it's Kitsune up in front and try and go barrier to bot, but Grand Supreme creeps closer up on his outside. 2.5 lengths further back to Benbow, racing alongside Always a Gentleman. Then comes Mr. Hooper, the Wild Hero, and Samantha Prince sees them all. 300 metres left to travel. It's Kitsune, who's still up in front. Grand Supreme's right up there in second up on the outside of the track, and these two pull lengths clear of the rest of the field. Then comes Always a Gentleman and Benbow, but it's still Kitsune battle on the inside. On the outside, Grand Supreme, nothing separating the two. They match each other stride for stride. The line comes, and Kitsune will get there on the line just ahead of Grand Supreme. Benbow is back in third. Gets close for fourth. Maybe Always a Gentleman just ahead of the Wild Hero. Samantha Prince was further back in the field. And then came Mr. Hooper. So the winner is Kitsune in the green silks under A. Nazir for the Frank Maynard stable. Jumped on terms today, went to the front, and we'll go start to finish. And we'll take out trial 2. Second place was Grand Supreme, who moved up alongside him. And there was nothing much separating them, only about a head with the run down to the line. And there was a distance of about 3 lengths further back to Benbow, who was in third. And got close for fourth. It's a bob of the noses between the Wild Hero and Always a Gentleman. They hit the line. And that's very close. I think the inside actually gets there. Looks like the Wild Hero, if they can just move a fraction, yeah, the Wild Hero will get up for fourth, ahead of Always a Gentleman in fifth. Then came Samantha Prince, and last across the line was Mr. Hooper. So just to repeat the numbers, Kitsune the winner, second place Grand Supreme, third was Benbow, in fourth was the Wild Hero, fifth place Always a Gentleman, in sixth was Samantha Prince, and Mr. Hooper was last across the line. That completes trial 2. Up next is trial 3, should commence in about 7 minutes time, and the runners and riders will be on screen shortly. Runners and riders for trial 3. Starting off with Meadow Titan to be ridden by Andre de Silva. The Unnamed Runner by Al Rocco will be ridden by Esper Halden. Sir Ruby, Clyde Leck. Pacific Prime, J. Camerodin. Jazz Bands ridden by S. Shazman. Sabar Win, Oscar Chavez. Best Chili will be ridden by M. Zaki. And Starboy now to be ridden by Atmazani. Those are the runners and riders for trial 3. And they'll be making their way down to the start shortly. Runners moving into line for the penultimate trial of the morning. Major Titan, the first one in. Field of 8 runners for this trial. Next up is the Unnamed Runner by Old Rocker. About to step forward and moves in. Now for the turn of Sir Ruby. Pacific Prime. Next load will be Jazz Band. And we're left with 3 runners. All of Best Chili, Sub-R1 and Starboy. Still the remaining 3 runners to load for the third trial and the last trial on the track 2 before we head across to the sand track for the fourth and final trial. As Sub-R1 moves in. Only 2 runners here that will be carded to run this weekend on Sunday, Major Titan and Sub-R1. Best Chili moves in. Starboy, the last one. Starboy completes the field. Starboy, or Best Chili rather, is right up against the back of the gate. So currently just waiting on Best Chili to move in properly. He was loaded away but just started to back further out. And basically just wants to rest right up against the back of the stalls. So we're set and ready, gates are open now. And they're sent on their way from the 1,000 meter mark. Pacific Prime didn't get the best of starts. He's at the back end of the field. The Unnamed Runner under S. Beholden goes to lead the field in the early stages with Major Titan up on his inside in second. Deep right on the track is Jazz Band, that's in third. Along his inside, you've got Sir Ruby, then a breakaway about 6 lengths in running to Best Chili, racing alongside Starboy, then further back in the field to Sub-R1, and after that slow start, Pacific Prime is the back marker and 8 lengths off the leader. They made the way towards the top of the straight, 400 meters left to travel now, and up in front is the Unnamed Runner. In the lead, along his inside is Major Titan, then comes Jazz Band, and behind those 3 is Sir Ruby. He makes his run towards the inside of the track. Deep out on the track is Sub-R1, that moves in with Starboy, then comes Pacific Prime, and last of all Best Chili. As they're into the final 250 meters now, Jazz Band has picked up the lead on the outside of the track. Then comes Sub-R1 who's running on. Down along the inside is Sir Ruby. With the run down to the line, it will be Jazz Band that's going to get the better of in second place. Going to get very close, maybe Sir Ruby along the inside, just ahead of Sub-R1 who was battled on the outside. In behind that was Starboy. Then came Best Chili, followed by Major Titan, who faded out in the closing stages, as well as the Unnamed Runner. That also came one from last, and the back marker was Pacific Prime, who after that slow start failed to leave any sort of impression. So the winner will be Jazz Band under S. Shazman. And towards the outside of the track, it's seldom you see the runners make their runs towards the outside of the track, but we'll get there by about half a length. Second place, got Sir Ruby on the inside, which will get up for that second spot. Third placing went the way of Sub-R1, who moved in quite well at the 100 meter mark. Will be running on this weekend on Sunday. Fourth placing went the way of Starboy. And in behind that you had Best Chili. followed by Mater Titan. Then came the Unnamed Runner by Old Rocker. That was one from last. And last of all was Pacific Prime, who was slow into stride and couldn't gain any places. So the results and the numbers once again: Jazz Band the winner, second place Sir Ruby, in third was Sabar Win, fourth place Starboy, in fifth was Best Chili, sixth was Meta Titan, seventh place the Unnamed Runner under Esper Howden, and in eighth was Pacific Prime. Fourth and final trial up next. It's on the sand track. It's over 1,000 meters, and the runners and riders will be up on screen shortly. Just the field of 4 runners for the final trial. Blue Jay will be ridden by Jade Kamarudan, Victoria Perfetta, Oscar Chavez, Bingo Master, M. Akmazani. Take note, Winning Symphony has been removed from this trial. And the last one is Pacific Empire and Clyde Lech. So just a field of 4 over 1,000 meters on the sand track. And they should be making their way down to the start shortly. Runners moving in for the last trial for the morning. This is over 1,000 meters on the sand track. Just the 4 runners: Blue Jay, Victoria Perfetta, Bingo Master, and Pacific Empire. As Blue Jay's already moved in, Victoria Perfetta steps forward. Next to load, Bingo Master and Pacific Empire, the last one. Moves in, 1,000 meters. Set and ready. Gates are open. They're sent on their way, and 2 runners were slow into stride, Victoria Perfetta and Bingo Master. It'll be quite hard to catch up here on the sand track, as Blue Jay was the first to break. Deep route, Pacific Empire. Those two are about 3 lengths ahead of the now improving Victoria Perfetta and Bingo Master, but those are the back markers. But they do recover, and they're only racing 4 lengths off the leader now as they're into the turn. With just on 600 meters left to travel, and up in front it's Blue Jay, who's in front by 2 lengths. Victoria Perfetta has improved now to race up into second. Then comes Pacific Empire up on the outside in third. In behind that is Bingo Master, who's last of all and racing 5 lengths off the leaders as they make their way towards the top of the straight. 400 meters left to travel. It's Blue Jay up in front. Right there in second, Victoria Perfetta. Then a breakaway of 4 lengths to Pacific Empire and Bingo Master, the last one. So nothing much has changed into the final 400 meters. And up in front, it's still Blue Jay by a length and a half to Victoria Perfetta. It's been these two for most of the home straight, and they're into the closing stages now. Blue Jay still in front. Victoria Perfetta trying to have one last late lunge. They hit the line together, but it will be Blue Jay as the winner. Second place, Victoria Perfetta. Third, I think, went the way of Bingo Master. And up on his outside was Pacific Empire. So it will be Blue Jay who does start to finish up in front. And Blue Jay and Victoria Perfetta from the top of the straight at the 400 meter mark. These two were pretty much in a trial of their own, but it stayed that way with Blue Jay just getting the better of Victoria Perfetta with the run down to the line. And it was quite a big gap to third and fourth between Bingo Master and Pacific Empire. And it will go the way of Bingo Master in third, followed by Pacific Empire in fourth. So, just to repeat the numbers, Blue Jay the winner, Victoria Perfetta second, Bingo Master in third, and Pacific Empire was the last one. That completes our trials for this Tuesday, on the 12th of August, as we head into another weekend of racing ahead, but only the one race meeting on Sunday, on the 17th of August, and looks like 12 races will take place at the Selangor Turf Club. So thank you very much for joining us for the barrier trials today, and looking forward to another day of racing this weekend on Sunday. So from myself, Devin Pretorius, signing off, and we'll see you at the races this weekend.